Yes. Welcome to the channel. My name is Nick. I also go by Running with Kenta. Today I want to be talking about the habits and things that can help you break out of a mental block or a slump, or some things that I have learned over the course of my running career that might help you guys. So let's just jump right into it. Where do I even start? So a little bit of background. I ran for Cal Poly Pomona. I ran there for 6 years. I had a decent, season with them. I don't think I was able to run to my full capabilities. I was always stuck in a mental block. So a little bit of background. I was a 928, 425 guy in high school. Came to Cal Poly. My freshman year, I ran bad because I got hurt, and that's just how freshman year goes. It's just a learning experience. I redshirted. My sophomore year, I was ass, but I was working hard. I had gotten a good summer training in, and then there's this one race. So in the collegiate season, you run 8K, right? So 8K, I ran 25:50. That was my season best that year. In 2019, my best 8K was 25:50. That's 5:05 pace, 5:10 pace, whatever. Whoever wants to put that down in the comment, I don't know what pace that is, but it is not fast, bro. And I ran 25:40, 25:50, and then at regionals, I popped off, ran 30:30 for the 10K. I came through 8K at 24:16. That's a minute and a half faster than my previous 8K best. This was like a huge moment for me. I never had a coach. I didn't have a coach my last couple years of high school, so everything was done on my own. And I've always felt like I would never perform well to my best capabilities. I never figured it out. So when I ran 30:30, I was stoked, bro. Like, I can't even tell you how happy I was. I finally found like my truest form as a runner, and I felt like I'd finally made a breakthrough in my running career. And I ran 30:30. At nationals, I ran bad, and track season got canceled because of COVID. And for 2 years straight, we had no season. And to sum it all up, I came back. I was ass. Everyone had mental health issues. I was struggling a lot. My first couple years back from COVID. Hey, don't get it twisted, bro. I was working my ass off during COVID. For 2 years straight, we didn't have a season, but I showed up every day. And I was one of the only people at Cal Poly that was willing to do that. Once we came back from COVID, it just never clicked, though. I was getting sick a lot. Maybe it was my physical health. Maybe it was my mental health. Maybe it was the training. Maybe it was the team atmosphere. Who knows? But for some odd reason, I lost my confidence. I lost my swagger. And I fell into a slump. And that slump bled on for the rest of my collegiate years. And I didn't know what to do to fix it. I was doing everything I could with what I could back in the day. Throughout this video, there are going to be some important takeaways and things that I've learned. So I hope you guys can learn a couple things and apply it to your career, and hopefully it helps. I don't know, bro. But don't get it twisted. I wasn't lazy. I was working my ass off. It just was never clicked. Like, one of the reasons why was because I just had that pressure that I always put on myself, because I ran 30:30 and I was like, that's the athlete I am now. I'm that caliber athlete, and it just never came back. Like that, I pretty much not run faster than that since. Like, that was like a one-hit wonder. It ended up turning into a one-hit wonder for me for the rest of my collegiate season. And no matter what I did, how hard I worked, it just never came back. No. And it just felt like a mountain that I had to climb to get to that point again. And yeah, I ran okay during track, but like I said, that athlete that I saw that I was during that race never came back. And a lot of that stemmed from confidence, habits. I want to talk about that and how I was able to fix it, and how I was able to get over my stupid slump and get to where I'm at today. So last week, I ran 30:30. Whoa, I didn't even run 30:30. I ran 29 flat for 5.93 miles. For 6 mile equivalent, that's like 29:20. I have not run this fast in so long. So what has changed between 19-year-old Nick, 22-year-old Nick, and now 25-year-old Nick? Like, what did I do to get to the level I'm at now? And so this is where y'all need to listen. For all you like freshmen, people that are starting to get good at running, people that are struggling, this is where I would recommend you kind of take notes. I want to say, like, the most important thing for me that has helped me get over my slump is having a growth mindset. I think that's the most important thing. And that's like, growth mindset is pretty much always willing to learn more and to do more and be a student of your sport. So it's not that, so you're always open to criticism. You're always open to learning and trying different things. And you're always doing what you can to be better. A lot of people think they got it in the bag. Oh, I ran 920 in high school, and that's what my coach told me to do. So now I'm goated, and I'm just going to do that because it worked for me. That's not a growth mindset. That's kind of the similar issue that I had when I was in college, leading up to like my 6th year, 5th year. Like, I just wasn't, I lost trust in my coaches. I lost trust in my training. I lost trust in myself. And part of that was because no matter what I did, I just wasn't getting better. So I just had a closed-minded mindset, and I was just like, well, I'm just going to do what worked for me in the past because that's what worked. And obviously that wasn't the case, So I always push for athletes, for people that are trying to become better athletes, have a growth mindset. Always be willing to learn. Always be open to new training ideologies, training methods, the way you approach being an athlete. And that's gonna push you to become better. Another thing that I've been doing that's helped me push past my slump, my 5-year slump, is having a neutral mindset. There's a book by Trevor Boaz. No, not Trevor Boaz. That's a runner. Trevor Mowad. He's a professional sports psychologist who's passed away. But he worked with a lot of NCAA like collegiate programs, NFL teams, and stuff like that. And something that I've been learning, this kind of goes hand in hand with the growth mindset. Because if I didn't have the growth mindset and I wasn't willing to learn, I would have never picked up this book and found a way to have neutral thinking. And neutral thinking just means being present. So this is my second tip for you youngins, is to be present and think neutrally. I'm a very optimistic person, but even optimism only goes so far from what I've learned. Because when something terrible happens, you can't be you're just gonna drive yourself insane because you're not facing the facts of your current situation. So for example, let's say you get hurt. You're in denial, right? You're like, this can't be. What did I do to deserve this? You start feeling sorry for yourself, and you go down this downward spiral of feeling sorry and then feeling bad and feeling depressed and doing all these things, when in reality, you gotta face the truth. You gotta face the facts. So that's something that I also struggled with. I was like, why am I not that 10K guy anymore? Why am I not that athlete that I was from the past? And I was always opportunistic that was always in me, and that wasn't the case. I had to let that go. And like neutral thinking is pretty much looking at what's in front of you. If you're injured, you accept that you're injured. What can you do to make yourself better and turn that into a good moment compared to a negative moment? Because negative is always going to beat positive thinking. If you're a negative thinker, it's not going to work for you. It's not clocking to you, bro. It's not clocking to you that negative thinking is not going to work. It's not going to work. And even positive thinking only takes you so far. Because on race day, what happens if you feel bad? You're going to positive think your way through it. That's what I tried to do and it didn't work. I always crumbled after like 4K. So neutral thinking is super important. I'll drop the link to the books that I've been reading lately to help me. I think if you have a growth mindset and you really want to be a good athlete and want to make the most out of your time as a runner, read these books. Highly recommend. And I feel like that's what I've been doing lately, is just thinking neutral. If I feel like ass, then I accept the fact that I feel like ass, and then see what can I do to be better. Right now, I have a little bit of an injury going on, but who cares? That's the facts. The best thing that I could do for myself is to take a little bit of time off, go see a sports doctor, and do everything that I can to heal from this injury and not complain about it. Stuff like that. That's neutral thinking. So that's something that I would also recommend. And then my third tip would be, kind of goes hand in hand with everything that I've said, like growth mindset, thinking neutrally. The third thing that that's helped me is dialing in on why I want to do this so much. There's like this video of me talking about my why. I think it's important that athletes figure out why you're doing it in the first place. Like, I had a strong why in college, but like at one point I was lost, bro. I didn't even know why I was doing it. Like, people were making fun of me. I was running slow. Like, that why is super important. It's hard to figure that out, and you need to spend some time looking at yourself in the mirror and spending some time to yourself and figuring out why you're putting yourself through so much pain in the first place. Because it's so easy to come up with excuses and all these other things, but at the end of the day, what's going to support you the most when things get hard and you don't want to do things, it's that why. So figure out, why are you being a runner? Why are you choosing to put yourself through so much pain? Why are you sacrificing so many things? If you could dial in on that why and be rooted with that reason, and you figure out your purpose for it, that's gonna be your biggest motivator, and that's gonna be your rock. That's gonna be the reason why you're able to push through and overcome so many adversities that sport has to offer. So figure out your why. That's my third tip. And my final tip is going to be You gotta be hungry. You gotta find ways to be a better athlete and person. Complacency kills people, bro. If you're complacent with yourself as a person, if you're complacent as yourself as a runner, if you're complacent as yourself, like, you're not gonna be better. You gotta push yourself and find ways to not be complacent. That's just like the facts. If you're like, it adds up. If you do one less push-up in the weight room because you felt tired, that adds up. Not going that extra 0.05 to get 8 miles, that adds up. You made the choice to be complacent and fall short instead of completing the task at hand. And when it's the biggest time of your light and the lights are on you and it's ready to perform, the lights are gonna be too bright and you're gonna come up short because you became complacent with who you were and what you were doing. So you gotta go above and beyond in everything. Stretching, sleeping, running, strength and conditioning, nutrition, mental strengthening, everything. You can't be complacent with who you are and where you're at in life. Once you start doing that, you're not going to see as much growth. And I think that's what's helped me get out of this stupid slump. A 4-year slump, bro. 4-year slump. And I finally, like, I only ran one race. And it's like, oh, you could talk. Like, you only ran one race. Like, who knows if that's like another one-hit wonder. It's not. I'm not that same athlete anymore. That's already in the past too. 29 whatever. Yeah. I got better things ahead, bro. So that's what I would recommend. That's my 4th tip, is to never be complacent with who you are. And that goes hand with hand with having a growth mindset, being a neutral thinker. Obviously there is such thing called overtraining and doing too much. So obviously there's a balance, but you can't be complacent. And that's all those things combined. I've been doing that for past 1.5 years, and it's finally paying off a little bit. And it's great to see, and I hope to see this more. And I hope I can continue to run fast, and stay healthy, because I want to run fast and I want to do the things I want to accomplish. So hopefully it's been recording. Yes. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope that motivates you to get out of my bed. Get out of your bed. It's the end of the video now. Only real ones are watching this at this point. So like an update with where I'm at with training. I ran 80 miles last week after wharf to wharf. And I've been dealing with like some nagging hamstring knee tendon issues. And I just figured it'd be best to take some time off and just get some easy running in this week. And we're gonna start training hard next week, so hopefully I can start dropping videos again. But in terms of my race schedule, my next 2 races are gonna be the Cowboy time trial. I'm gonna try to break 14:30. I was gonna try to break 14 flat, but I think like if I can run 14:30 on that stupid grass field, I'd be happy with it. And then I have a Huntington Beach 10 miler in 6 weeks, where I'm gonna try to break 50 minutes. So run sub 5 minutes for 10 miles. See if I can do that. So yeah. Cheers to training hard, and cheers to becoming a better athlete every day. Quote of the day. I feel like I already said it, but don't be complacent with who you are, where you are, the situation that you're in. Always strive to be better and stop feeling sorry for yourself. I don't know. I hope the things that I was talking about helps you. And like I said, Ninja Monkey, Dedger, the other homie, you guys are hella supporting. Christian Coley, my #1 supporter. Love all the support that I'm getting. I appreciate you guys. You guys motivate me heavy to continue to get better every day. And I hope you guys are doing the same. So see you guys sooner or later. But